Welcome to another show. My name is Irena, and this is Irena Hentea's Kitchen. And we have a fabulous show today, especially because I was able to coordinate to have both my daughters here today on the show. So this is Kaya.
Hi, I'm Kaya.
And I'm Natalia.
And yes, so we're going to talk today about the wonderful seasons that we have, all this great produce in New England. So it's so amazing to be able to share that with us around. Even flowers, you can get flowers nearby. And also, Kaya and Natalia are college age. Actually, Natalia just graduated with her master's.
And I am going into my junior year.
Yes. So they're going to talk a little bit about college food or college, the things that you guys make while you're in college. Yeah. So I have some strawberries here from Springdale Farm in Littleton. I have flowers from Five Fork Farms in Upton. I have some lilies from my garden. We have some fresh spinach from a farm in Pepperell. And we're gonna get started. All right, so let me show you. I have so many flowers here today. I have some of these peonies from my garden, and some of them are already a bit spent. You can see that these are, this is already all done. So when you have something like that, you can just easily snip it, and you can see you still have a lot of that you can use. It's so cute over here. So if you drive around, you might see some people have these huge bushes of peonies, and peonies are pretty easy to grow. They're perennials, but if they're not massive bushes, then maybe they need fertilizer, maybe they need a sunnier spot. And all right, so this one has actually got a couple of things that are a little bit, you can see that it's almost done, but this one's kind of done too. So in this case, I might snip this. What is one of my favorite flower farms?
Five Fork Farms, which is what we can look at next for my graduation, which was maybe 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
I remember when I saw my mom coming, she had a ginormous bouquet of Five Fork Farm flowers.
I did.
So these
I can vouch that this was the largest flower bouquet of all the graduates at Columbia.
Yes, I was so honored and so loved.
Oh my goodness, were you? I was carrying it around everywhere, like almost like it was a
It was
bucket.
awesome. But yeah, the Five Fork Farms, they have these really beautiful flowers that they grow, and it's just a really fun place to visit as a family.
Yeah, and it's in Upton, Massachusetts. For a long time, they actually weren't open to the public, and right around the pandemic, they ended up opening it. They are still doing one of the farmers markets. They're doing the one in Brookline, and it's on Thursday nights, and these amazing ranunculus I picked up at the farmers market in Brookline, which, by the way, is not very far from here, from Acton or Boxborough, and it's really, really lovely. Okay, so I have some pinks, I have some irises from my garden, and these are anemones, and I really love these. And you can also get Five Fork Farms flowers, anemones like this, at Concord Market, right nearby. And I love these yellow ranunculus. All right, so let me figure out, I think we have enough space to do like maybe even 3 bouquets here. We'll do like a pink one. It's so much fun to just get some flowers, and you can play around and create something really wonderful. Oh, look at this. Oh, isn't this amazing?
I also love using the mason jars to hold the bouquets. It feels very New England, and when I had this in my dorm room, and what was so nice about it is it doubles as just a cup of water. So if I don't have flowers, I just use it to drink something out of. But when I have flowers, I have a vase, which is also nice when you don't have a lot of space to, have something that can serve a dual purpose.
That's so true. What about you? You love flowers in your
Yes.
dorm too. I bring some.
Yes, I love flowers, so I do have my own flower vase besides a mason jar, but that's just a personal preference.
So I have here, see, these are like, I'm putting them in here and they might be a little bit too long. So I think this is pretty good this way, right?
Yes.
We might add maybe an anemone or two in there. And what I have here too, I have these vases, which are a different type of shape. And I think it's kind of interesting. This is a little more edgy, obviously because it's got edges, but it's a really great thing to experiment as well. And I think the anemone are gonna look really great there. Whenever you work with flowers, make sure you give them a fresh snip. So these two are gonna be taller. So I'm gonna leave them a little bit taller. And remember, it's really great to vary the height of whatever flowers you do. Do we want to combine and add, or should we keep that one simple like that?
I like this
You
one.
like it? Okay, you like it that way. All right. Then we'll do the anemone in here. Let's do a fresh snip over here. And these are actually a little smaller. Also love to show you how, let's move these a little bit. So these are when they're closed and these are when they're open. How incredible is that? All right, I've got so many flowers here. I'm gonna move them a tiny bit. And let's add these ones here. Oh, I could do some of the white anemones can go in here as well. Okay.
The yellow.
Yes. And actually will be like a slight purple. So see, sometimes as you're working with flowers, ooh, I think I need to do a quick snip though.
Oh, I did it.
Oh, you did the snip. Okay, she's already done the snip.
But it might be too tall.
Maybe it's too tall? Yes, a tiny bit too tall. And oftentimes you can tell that once you're looking in once you put them in your vase. Yes. Although that's kind of interesting too. They're kind of going to the side. Maybe we should play off of that. All right. So we got these right here. All right. And well, let's do one or two a little shorter. Okay. We'll do one or two right up this way. Oh, that's
like
so
that.
cute. You like that? Okay. So let's add these. We'll keep these a little tall. Maybe do a few tall and a few shorter. And on these irises, you can see these are when they're open and these are when they're closed. So they create a lot of interest. And actually, I think I'm gonna do these shorter because that's probably as tall as they should be.
Awesome.
Okay.
They look great.
All right, so now we just gotta fill it in with a couple of anemones. All right, now I'm gonna do the pinks. Can you add the pinks over there? And we're gonna keep these with just plain white, although there's one light purple here. Is this okay?
Yeah, I think it looks great.
It looks great. So, some flowers from the garden. I have some peonies and irises from the garden. The rest are from Five Fork Farms. Look at that. In just no time, you create 3 wonderful bouquets. You can keep one, you can give some away, or keep all of them, or carry them like I do on a 3.5 hour, car ride to New York City. So yeah, let's talk about the tomatoes.
Totally.
All right.
So we have these awesome tomato plants right here.
And these are from Willard Farm. I think I need to move my flowers so we can see the tomatoes. Okay, there we go. All right. So these tomatoes are heirloom tomatoes from Willard Farm in Harvard. Another great place to get heirloom tomato plants is Hutchins Farm in Concord. And I already planted some, and I drove over to pick some today. These are yellow brandy wine, and this is a La Roma paste one, tomato paste that you can grow. It's nice to start planting them. You will be able to get some tomatoes, well, depending on how much you water them and what else you do, but it's such a great thing to try and do. So I hope that you get a chance to plant some tomatoes.
Yeah.
And I have a fun story. Kaya, when she was little, what was one of your jobs?
Oh, watering the plants. Yes.
Watering the plants. I remember like she was out there in our garden.
And it's a really big garden too. So like imagine this little girl watering this ginormous garden when I was like 8.
Were you 8? Well, you did it when you were 9 and maybe 7 too. Or maybe I didn't ask you to do it when you were 7.
Not sure.
Okay, we'd have to look back. But it's great memories, and it's always fun to plant some tomatoes. So again, these are from Willard Farm in Harvard, but you can find all around. And I know Hutchins Farm has some wonderful heirloom, not just tomatoes, but other plants as well, other vegetables as well. I also want to show you, I had bought these pansies and all the way back in March, and now it's June, and it's like amazing how it's still growing. Actually, they're gone like taller and just incredible. So it's just, I keep it on this little table in front of the house. Well, our house doesn't face the street, so I drink coffee there or sometimes tea. And yeah, this has like been amazing every time you guys have come over.
Yes.
So sometimes it's amazing to get like something like this, and it just keeps renewing itself and doing so amazing. The other thing I want to point out, these are Calendulas, and they also have medicinal properties, and they're just really wonderful. I got this and about to plant them, but they're just gorgeous. So lots of things that you can plant, from the tomatoes, and then you pick up some things that you're not planting that you just like use on a garden table and enjoy.
Totally.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So, I know. So flowers to arrange, flowers to put on a garden table, some more stuff to put in the garden. I hope that you will get a lot of joy out of that. So now we're about to have Natalia and Kaya show us some of the things that you guys love to make.
Yeah, so we're gonna make one of my favorite salads from since I was in high school that I still make in college in New York City. And it's gonna be a spinach salad with goat cheese, walnuts, some strawberries, and we're also gonna add in some apricots because they're in season. The goat cheese and fruit taste really good together. And then I also love to add some quinoa into my salads because that kind of makes it like a whole meal. And we're also adding some chicken. So you got your vegetables, your grain, your protein, a little fruit, some healthy fats from the nuts. So it's a really good and filling salad. And it's super quick to make in between classes. So we're going to start out by starting with the quinoa. So it's 1 serving size is a 1/4 cup, but we're going to do 1/2 cup for the salad. It's one part of quinoa, 2 parts of water. So we're going to do a cup of water to boil. And once that boils, we're going to put in the quinoa, put it down to a simmer for about 15 minutes, and it'll be done.
So we got to start this first.
Yes.
Excellent. And then the other thing is, what about the tofu?
Yeah, so this salad is really good with chicken, but sometimes I like to eat vegetarian occasionally, so also very good with tofu. So we're going to make that as well, so you can have the choice or you can do it without any protein if you want it to be less of a meal and more of a snack. And college hack, if you're too lazy to cook anything, like you don't want to like cook the chicken or tofu, you can get chicken, you can like get it already made from the dining hall and then just bring it back and assemble the salad yourself in your dorm. So that's something that I do when I'm pressed for time or don't have the groceries.
Yeah.
Yeah, and something that I love about all of these like different ingredients that are going into the salad is they're also all great standalone. So quinoa is a little snack. What's great about this kind of tofu from Trader Joe's is you can see there are two parts to it, right? So you don't need to eat it all at once. The walnuts are great for snacking between classes, as is the fruit. So anytime there's anything left over from the salad, you can really just have it as a snack for something else.
Yes. And then also for the tofu, I like to get the extra firm tofu. This is sprouted organic extra firm tofu. The extra firm is better because it doesn't crumble when you cook it, so it stays more solid. So I would just look out to buy that one.
All right, so I think we can add a tiny bit of oil. I always love using the sunflower oil. And add, again, you're not going to be having, this is my favorite thing to say, you're not having any of the stuff swimming in oil. So we'll go ahead and cut this.
Kind of interesting. I wonder what sprouted means for tofu. What does it mean to be sprouted tofu? If anyone knows, please let us know.
Yes.
Otherwise, I'll Google it.
So my email is irenarealtygroup.com, and you can email us about that. All right.
Yeah.
So how do I take this out?
Yeah, just pull it out
Just like that.
Ooh, I think the oil is getting to be
Too hot.
too hot. All right, I'm gonna move it over. So
Cool.
we have some tofu.
Yep. So I cut them into little squares you can see like this. And we're just gonna put that in the pan and saute like a minute or 2 minutes on each side until golden.
Okay.
Perfect.
And I have this for that. I'll move this out of the way. And then, let's see, the water is still, I'm waiting for the water. And still waiting for that to boil. And I think I can put the chicken in. Do you like to put salt on your chicken? Okay, all right. So I have the Malden salt. This time I have the smoked sea salt. It just happens to be what I have. Mm-hmm. But you can get it at British Delight in Westford. All right, so we'll try and put this chicken.
Yeah, so what's great is just putting a little salt on each side of the chicken and then putting it down and adding whatever seasonings you then want to have. But what I always like to think is like when you have a salad with a lot going on, right? With the cheese, with the fruit, with the nuts. Sometimes it's really nice to just have a very simple protein to go with it.
All right, so we can add the quinoa here.
Yes.
And does it cook covered or uncovered?
You can
So
do
it's
covered or uncovered, but you want to reduce it to a simmer.
Okay, all right, so let's reduce that to a simmer. Okay, so that's back to a simmer. I think this needs a little bit more. All right, so we're cooking this. I always say don't overcrowd your pan. So currently, I'm debating whether I should add the last part here. I think we'll have room.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll have room. Add a little bit of salt here. It is almost overcrowding it.
It's okay.
It's okay? All right. Okay.
sometimes you just gotta run with it, make it work.
Yes.
Cool. So as
And
that
it is splattering a little bit. I have a splatter, guys.
awesome. So now that we have the proteins and the quinoa cooking, I think we can get started on the fruits. So I think what's great to do is I'll just move this a little bit so I can bring the strawberries here. So hopefully you can see it. And what I love to do with the strawberries, I don't know how you cut them, Kaya, but I like to do like fours.
Fours, yeah.
Perfect. So I'm gonna get started on the strawberries. Again, these strawberries look really, really great. So what I'm gonna do is cut away from me. And I'm just gonna at first cut off all the top, so then it's easier to cut them. So it feels a little more efficient to me. Whether it is or isn't, I don't really know.
Do you think this is good, Tyler?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can probably add a little more oil.
Add a little bit more oil?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Awesome. So now that I have some strawberries, what I'm gonna do is, hopefully you can see, cut them one this way and then one this way. So you just want to be careful with your fingers, but this is a great way. I like to hold it on the opposite sides, so you can kind of see like fingers on either side, go straight down, and then you have this nice like cut in fours. So what it's gonna look like is you have these 4 pieces like this, which are very great bite sizes. You want to bite it?
No.
Cool. We're just going to move the tofu over to another plate. You can see it has this great golden color, which is awesome. Perfect.
And I'm just gonna cut the apricots. So I cut them in half, take the pit out, and then I think I'm gonna do the half in quarters. Like this.
All right, so the chicken is cooking a little bit uneven. I keep moving it around a little bit, but I think I need to cut a bit of it. And this happens from time to time, that if, for instance, like this one has cooked really well on this side, maybe on this side the pan is cooking a little bit better. But you can see I just want to get a golden brown on it. So there we go. I think in this case, yeah, that's a lot better.
What did you used to cook when you were in college?
I don't know. Maybe nothing.
Maybe nothing.
All right, so this chicken here is ready. So you want, with chicken, you always want to make sure you cook it, thoroughly. So if that means that you need to cut it a little bit. Like for instance, right here, this one definitely looks like I need to cut it to cook there.
Totally. Whenever the chicken's a bit thicker, you always just want to double check it.
Yeah.
Which is good. You end up cutting the chicken eventually, so what does it matter if you cut it now or later?
That's right. Okay. So this is almost done.
I feel like a lot about what cooking in college is like, it's being practical with how you're doing it. Because you're oftentimes in a rush and, there's not really the time for all the frills, and so this is exactly how I would do it.
Okay, this is almost ready. So I've got this one done. So I'm down to just a little bit, and the quinoa is cooking.
Amazing.
Okay, awesome. So we're gonna start assembling our salads here. And we have 2 different bowls, and these are greens from Upswing Farm in Pepperell, Massachusetts. So we have 2 different bowls because we have our one salad with chicken and one with the tofu. And what we're gonna get started with both is actually adding the quinoa. I like to add that first. So we can add that in. You wanna go ahead and add it?
Sure. So you just put spoons in?
Yes.
Perfect. So we're just gonna put in some quinoa. I'm gonna try and do it evenly. So 2 scoops, and then I'll do another 2 over here. And what's great about this is like sometimes you get tired of a protein, so you want, or a meat, so you can have a vegetarian salad with the tofu. So I'm excited that we're doing both of these options here today.
Yeah. And while she's doing that, I'm just gonna start cutting our chicken into more bite-sized pieces.
Perfect.
Okay. And Upswing Farms also, they also have a lot of other greens just besides spinach. They have some great kale mixes and mustard greens and lettuce mixes. I do get them from Five Fork Farms. They have a cooler, so on the weekends I can go there, but they're just really wonderful. And they're already washed, so no prep for you. Right?
Yeah, it's great. So I'm just adding the chicken that we just cut here.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna add in the tofu to the other salad.
Awesome.
Oh, that looks so good. Maybe I'll take these out of the way.
Perfect.
Okay.
And you can see we have all these amazing berries. So Natalia and I can just go ahead and add these berries to both of the salads, just sprinkled right on top.
I'm leaning over to help you. A motherly thing to do.
Oh, totally. We learned all this from you, so.
Oh, wow. That looks really, really vibrant, too.
I know, and I love this for the beautiful colors that we're getting here, especially as, you know, it's actually still springtime. June 21st is the first day of summer. So as we count down to summer, we're having these like beautiful reds and yellows that really just remind you of the summertime, the warm weather, the beach days and the sunsets and everything that comes along with that. So I love that this salad really...
What are you doing with that tofu?
Akaya didn't put it in.
We can add the
We
last
can
piece
add
of tofu.
the lone piece of tofu back into the salad. Perfect.
And then we have our walnuts. I do raw walnuts, but one thing that's actually really yummy is candied walnuts. I like to get those from Trader Joe's. So we just add those in here. I'm gonna do half and half. And you can add as many as you want. Looks great. And our last bit is the goat cheese. So I like to kind of like poke at the cheese with a fork so it kind of like isn't in huge clumps. Like that. And then put it in and sprinkle it on top.
Ooh, yum. I also got some Farmstead Havarti cheese dill, the dill one from Smith's, and this is from the Harvard General Store. They carry a great selection of local cheeses. Smith's is a local cheese nearby here in Massachusetts, so. Oh, that's really nice. I love that like you're combining. I usually make everything kind of separate, but you're combining everything in one bowl.
Yeah, so this is why it's like a great
Yeah.
meal. It has everything in it. You make this one big salad and it's all
Yeah.
you need.
Yeah. That's great.
Oh,
So
it's
like
like-
for definitely for the summer, it's like an awesome thing. And you do
Yes.
this throughout the year, right?
Yes, I do. And
Okay.
then I love the way balsamic vinaigrette tastes with this kind of salad, with the goat cheese and the strawberries and the spinach. I think it's really awesome. So for that, I just pour it myself straight into the bowl. So I do a little like swirl of balsamic and then a little bit of a bigger swirl of olive oil.
I think the trend right now is like call it you cook by eye, because you're like really eyeing what you're measuring. So it's like a swirl around.
Yeah.
And you do get the sense, you do get the feel for how much you like, you know, the
As
more
you
you
go,
do it.
yeah.
Yeah. So don't be afraid to just add only a little bit in the beginning and then as you go. Excellent.
And then a little salt to
Yeah.
finish it off.
Yeah. Ooh, the Malden salt. Always love
It's
Malden.
really great because it's nice and flaky.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So what goes next? You just present it like this?
This is it.
and then it all combines together.
Yes.
All right. So we got 2 amazing salads that you guys made. It's so awesome. And I'm so excited. And we're going to get to try them, right?
Yes.
Yes. Well, thank you for joining us on this journey, and wish you could have a bite like we will right now. But
So please make
you
it.
can, when you have it at home.
Yeah. And you can email me, Irena at irenarealtygroup.com, for any questions or any thoughts on any of this, whether it's the flowers, the food. And thank you, Kaya, for coming. Thank you, Natalia, for coming.
And to you for having us on this awesome show.
Yep. So you guys go ahead and try that. I'm going to show you some of the artwork that Kaya made. And this is on display at the Harvard General Store. It's a great place to come and have like a coffee or salads. And this is one of them. And Natalia has some artwork upstairs as well.
So these are both linoleum cut prints on 9x12, and you can see it at the Harvard General Store right now if you're interested in it, or you just want to take a look at it.
Yeah, it's wonderful to really celebrate the different seasons. And oh my goodness!
Yeah,
This
so
is
these are the chicken
awesome.
ones plated.
All right, are my flowers on display? The anemones. So these are again anemones. These are ranunculus from Five Fork Farms. Just amazing. And I'll have to show you my peonies from my garden, but I definitely need to move my peonies. Definitely need to. I think the best time to move peonies is actually in the fall. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully next year I'll have like a really, really big bush. So this is the one with
Chicken.
These are just the chicken ones right now that we can both try.
Oh, do I get any?
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
get the
try
tofu
from
one.
chicken.
So
Yes,
you
sir.
can use the same. Yeah. Wow. So like you just lift it up
Yeah,
and
it's perfect.
and I think what's really nice is with the tofu or the chicken, which is a little bit warm, over spinach, it kind of helps it wilt a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's still fresh.
Yeah, so that's why I choose spinach for the salad.
Oh. All right, let me
Cool.
try.
All right.
Strawberries and salads.
So good.
So good.
Really great.
This is definitely worth making. Okay, I just learned something.
Awesome.
Thank you,
Awesome.
girls.
Let us know if you like it, and thank you so much for tuning in. And be sure to really embrace the awesome season we are in New England by checking out any of the lovely farms or local shops that we've mentioned here today on the show. I know it's one of my favorite things about coming back to New England after being in New York City for so long, to really just enjoy that and be present at these things. And if you have some time, check out the Harvard General Store to see Kai and I's prints. We love making art, and we also make some earrings that are there too. So, check it all out.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And Kaya, enjoy the rest of your summer.
Yes.
We'll have you back, right?
Yes, back in September.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a wonderful summer. Enjoy the rest of this month, and I look forward to the next show.